But 8:30 being the time now, time for the Law Report with Damien Carrick. Good morning, Damien.
Good morning, James.
Last week's federal court decision against columnist Andrew Bolt certainly ignited an enormous debate on the issue of freedom of speech.
It certainly has. Last week, the federal court ruled that 2 articles by journalist Andrew Bolt, published in the Herald Sun newspaper, breached the Federal Racial Discrimination Act. So was Justice Bromberg's decision a slap in the face for freedom of expression, or a measured response to an offensive racial slur? But should there be a requirement to be fair and reasonable and act in good faith? Dale Smith is a legal philosopher based at Monash University. For him, the answer is a clear no.
Currently, as Justice Bromberg identified, the court is required to balance 2 values. They need to, on the one hand, balance freedom from racial prejudice and intolerance, and on the other hand, they need to balance freedom of expression. And my concern is that we should not balance those 2 values, but rather we should ensure freedom of expression and then find other ways of protecting or promoting freedom from racial intolerance and prejudice that don't infringe upon people's freedom of speech.
And why do you say that curtailing offensive, humiliating language is a curtailment on free speech?
Because I think that Andrew Bolt sincerely believes the political views that he expressed, and I think that it's essential to enable everyone to fully participate in democratic processes that they are able to express the political views that they sincerely hold.
Are you saying that all opinions, no matter how offensive or derogatory or humiliating, should be able to be expressed?
On political matters, yes.
On political matters, yes. And you would see this as falling within sort of the political kind of area or the political arena?
Yes, I think that while I very strongly disapprove of the opinions expressed by Andrew Bolt, they're clearly views about important political matters, matters of race relations, matters of racial identity. I mean, these are important political matters.
Mm. Of course, there has been a range of passionate views put across the media over the last few days. According to the editorial in The Age on Friday, this decision only curtails the right to freedom of expression if the right to freedom of expression is construed as the right to utter malicious falsehoods. What do you say to that?
I think that that's a very plausible sounding proposal that hides a number of difficulties. Again, to the extent that the editorial in The Age is focusing on alleged malice in this case, it comes back to the question that not everybody is going to express their political views in a calm, rational, respectful manner, and yet that shouldn't prevent them from being able to express their views. To the extent that the editorial is focusing on the falsehoods contained in Andrew Bolt's articles, then again my concern, among others, is that it's very difficult or impossible to determine what are important and relevant errors without exercising our own political judgment, which may differ from the judgment of the people whose views we're assessing.
Dale Smith, Senior Lecturer at Monash University.